My name is Rich.
And my name is Paul.
And this is a comic strip AP of Don't Rest Your Head, featuring the sleepless nights of Allan Turner. When we last saw Allan, he had entered into this odd, mad city and escaped from a couple of coppers. And by coppers, we mean they were made of copper, and ran down an alleyway. Bragon, his compatriot, had suggested he go up a fire escape and then follow behind him. When Allan got to the roof, he found that there was a Cessna that was embedded into the roof of the plane, still flying. And the door was open. He saw a young girl inside and was tempted to try to get her out. But Bragon recommended that he do not do that because, he said, you don't want her to become a smothered folk. And that is when Allan decided to go ahead and let it go. Here you are on the roof. You see this air fort of all these different jets and planes and biplanes that are embedded into the roof of the Mad City skyline. And Bragon says, Mr. Turner, like you said, very funny, we go across the roofs, and that is the best way to get to the subway. If you'll follow me, please. And he takes a run and jumps. It's about, 5-foot stretch. The alleys are very narrow here. And you guys start working your way across the roofs. As you do, I have a question. Tell me, Allan, when was the first time that you met Honeycombs? What is it about her that was so special?
She was, how every college town has one of those jam bands that think they're going to be the next Fish or Grateful Dead or whatever string cheese smoked salmon project or whatever they're called. It was probably right after she graduated. She's younger than me. She was playing in one of these things in the only talent in the entire band. These were folks that thought that jam meant to smoke a lot of weed and then wave your instrument around. But Honey was standing there, and the way, I don't know if the guy that did the lights in the club just happened to have a brain in his head or what, but the light was on her, and she had dyed dark red streaks in her hair, and she had that nose stud that was sort of glittering in the light. Her teeth, her grin was almost feral because she was like, screw these guys. I'm playing music. And she was just up and down that bass, never really leaving them behind, but always just kind of making it clear like she was leading from the bottom. And they never could quite play up to where she was trying to take them. And it was a couple weeks later, I caught her at the same club but watching a show, and asked if she wanted to start a band with me.
Nice. So you two were the first two members of the band?
Yeah, it's a little strange, I know, to start with a singer and a bass player, but that's the way it happened. Everybody else picked up pretty quick. She knew talented people, she just wasn't at that moment working with them, and I had some contacts, some folks that had bought, equipment or amps at the store. Dirtball and Digger didn't take us long to find them.
Cool. So you're running along the rooftops, and as you do, you hear the whine of a kid, like a young boy. Come on, man, let me go, all right? And as you come across, just on the other side of one of those really large air conditioning units, you have the rooftop.
Yeah.
You see that there is a kid with a cat hat, and he is leaning over a younger boy who's a little bit in shadow, and he's got his knee on his chest, and there are a stack of newspapers entwined that have kind of scattered to the side there. And Bragon stands back. He's seen this as well, and he's watching impassively. You see that larger kid, he's like, yeah, you didn't pay, so now you're gonna pay. And he punches the kid in the face. And that's when you realize that kid's not just pale. He's like bone white with these weird black markings on him. And when you hear the punch, it's like he just punched some paper mache or something. Like you hear the rustle of paper. What do you do?
I'm starting to catch on, so I look over at Bragon before I start to interfere, and I say, let me guess, Paperboys?
Very good, Mr. Turner.
And then I step up. I said, leave him alone.
The kid who's maybe 12, 13, he's got that, that mashed nose kind of look. He just has that look like a bully, maybe from your schoolyard. It's got that look to him. He looks up and goes, "Yeah, Nico, who are you?"
I'm Allan.
"Yeah?"
What, so the kid, you gotta let him sell his papers or he's not gonna be able to pay you.
He looks down at the kid, stands up, and then kicks the kid. He rolls over. "Ugh. Yeah, I'll sell him. Just let me go." Now, you don't understand. You must be new here. These kids, they're always coming up here. Paperboys, always running up on the roofs thinking they get the shortcut. This is our place. We're the roof rats. This is our place. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're the roof rats, and these are the roofs. That's fine, but you know what? He's not going to be able to pay you unless you let him do his job.
Nice. I think talking the roof rat, and as you're talking to this one kid, you see from around the air conditioning unit, there are a few other kids who come moving around. They look like older, thuggier versions of the Little Rascals gang, and they come around as well. I think this is 3 pain to try to talk some sense into these kids here.
So, 3 pain. I have currently 3 exhaustion and 3 discipline. So I'm rolling all of those regardless.
Yes, you do.
I'm just going to throw in 1 madness because, what the heck. I just looked this kid in the eye, and he really does remind me of, like, a combination of the kids that picked on me in elementary school.
Yeah.
And like a 50s gangster from a bad 50s B movie. And so I just look him in the eye, and I'm not singing loud. I'm just sort of, this sort of injustice. I hate bullies, so I'm just kind of singing under my breath. People get ready. There's a change a-comin'.
Nice.
And then I say, you know what? Just let it go.
Sweet. All right, let's see the dice at the table.
I'm rolling 7.
You were looking for 1s, 2s, and 3s.
So I got 3 successes.
Nice. Okay, and the way we're going is discipline, exhaustion, and then
madness. So exhaustion dominates.
Yes, it does. Exhaustion dominates. Oh, that is not good. Wait, hold on. Actually, exhaustion does not dominate. It dominates for you.
Oh.
However, I've got a 6 in pain, so pain dominates. What that means is that you succeed, but you pay a greater price. The GM gets a coin of despair, and it hurts.
Oh.
So what happens is you stand up for this paperboy, and the roof rats, they all look at you like, what are you even... And the kid, he's Nico. He says, "Sure, fine. They'll have to get their money, whatever." And he steps back, and the paperboy starts to get up, and he shoves the kid to the ground, and he falls down right by his papers. And that's when you look over and see the twine on the Nightly Revealer, which is the name of the paper. And the headlines state very clearly, "Magnificent Howler trounces Pierced Funk in stupendous Battle of the Bands."
Oh, that can't be good.
And we'll end it right there. Soundscape music was found on tabletopaudio.com. If you want awesome music for your game sessions, try tabletopaudio.com.
Hi, this is Jason from The Gauntlet. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have many other Comic Strip AP shows available, each organized in their own sequential playlist for easy listening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Gauntlet RPG.